Breaking news, my wonderful people. You will be shocked as Senator Ndume exposes President Tinubu, revealing how President Tinubu sneaked out to beg some people to vote for Akpabio to emerge as the Senate president. Guys, President Tinubu had to sneak out in the middle of the night to beg some lawmakers to support Godswill Akpabio. And you know that before Godswill Akpabio had emerged as the Senate president, he had gone for consultations. There had been a lot of consultations where Godswill Akpabio have been visiting a lot of leaders and stakeholders to, show and declare his interest. And at the end of the day, the president showed his support for Senator Godswill Akpabio. The Vice President Kashim Shettima also supported Godswill Akpabio's ambition. What about Nyesom Wike? Nyesom Wike supported Godswill Akpabio and other PDP governors, ex-PDP governors. And with the matter where they ground now, this senator representing Borno South District in the 10th National Assembly have exposed this. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The lawmaker representing Borno South Senatorial District, Senator Ali Ndume, has disclosed how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had to make calls, had to visit and beg some people, had to beg some lawmakers for Senator Godswill Akpabio to emerge as the Senate president. And Ndume said this while speaking on the role Tinubu played in ensuring the preferred candidate of the APC emerged victorious during the election of the principal officers of the 10th National Assembly, which took place in Abuja on Tuesday. And it will be recalled that Akpabio, who is the preferred candidate of the president and the APC leadership, emerged as the Senate president on Tuesday with 63 votes, defending his lone challenger for the post, Abdulaziz Yari, who got 46 votes. And speaking on Tuesday during an appearance on Channels Television, Ndume revealed that President Tinubu put in necessary efforts, including sneaking out to beg some people in order to ensure Akpabio's emergence. And according to Ndume, President Tinubu believes that Akpabio is well qualified and supported him and had foot soldiers complement the support. So he said there are so many factors that helped Akpabio's victory. And when he contested the last time, the president endorsed the Ahmed Lawan. So it is almost a repetition of the same thing. And the party and the president had a preferred candidate. But this president, because he's an experienced politician and had played lots of politics in it, and he also deployed foot soldiers to complement on our effort, and that made a difference, guys. This is Senator Ali Ndume, trying to defend Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also making it known on how Tinubu went out of his way, to beg some lawmakers to support Akpabio to emerge as the Senate president. So, guys, what are your thoughts concerning this? Yes, my country people, Godswill Akpabio was elected the Senate president after defeating Abdulaziz Yari, who is also an APC member. And they had told the APC leadership, had warned Yari to step down for Godswill Akpabio to emerge, the former Akwa governor. They asked Yari to step down for him, but he refused. He said no, that he would contest against Senator Godswill Akpabio. And at the end of the day, Tinubu had to, go to lobby some lawmakers for them to support Godswill Akpabio. And at the end of the day, Godswill Akpabio emerged as, the Senate president. But then, my country people, is the presidency supposed to meddle in the affairs of the National Assembly? Does Tinubu have to meddle in the affairs of the National Assembly? We note that the legislative act as a watchdog to the judiciary. We have three arms of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. And then the legislative acts as a watchdog to the executive. I beg your pardon. They act as a watchdog to the executive. So for Tinubu to meddle in the affairs of the legislative, that means there must be something going on. Because now that Godswill Akpabio has emerged as the Senate president, The person of Godswill Akpabio is meant to, check the activities of the president, Tinubu. And being that Tinubu is the one that put him in that position, do you think he will do his job well? Do you think he will work the way he's ought to, work? That's why people are saying, I hope, or we hope that Godswill Akpabio is not another rubber stamp, senator, because the Ninth Assembly, the Nigerians tagged them as rubber stamp. They did nothing. They only followed the orders of the executive, which is not supposed to be so. There ought to be a form of check and balances. That is why, we have the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. And they all act as a watchdog to the other bodies. So for democracy to survive in this country, we need these three arms to work, but not to, start meddling in each other's affairs. And at the end of the day, Tinubu is the one that handpicked, the Senate president. Now, Tinubu handpicking Godswill Akpabio, would that help, to act as a form of watchdog if Tinubu should go aside, or if Tinubu should go astray? Tinubu wouldn't have in any way meddle in the affairs of the legislative, but people are saying, oh, the president gets to do what he wants to do, and at the end of the day, even Kasim Shettima, the vice, also supported Godswill Akpabio. But then, is that the right thing to do? For the president to meddle in the affairs of the National Assembly? It defies the doctrine of the separation of powers, enshrined to guarantee the checks and balances, of our government. And it also makes the survival of our democracy not to work. So how would they be able to work properly? And a person like Godswill Akpabio, he knows that, oh, Tinubu is not doing something right, and he wants to probe him. The legislative is, they also impeach whenever the president is doing wrong, and they say, oh, this man is not doing well like the people had expected. They can, go around and vote. They can impeach a president. But with what is really going on, do you think that can happen? Do you really think that will happen? So that is why people are saying we don't want the legislative leaders to become rubber stamp, just like the Ninth Assembly had been rubber stamped for President Muhammad Buhari. Anything he brings to them, they approve. Anything he brings to them, they approve. They don't ask questions. They don't check the former President Buhari's, work. They don't do anything. So how are they supposed to work? So you see, my country people, we don't want any paddy-paddy relationship between the legislature and the executive, because they are meant to serve as a watchdog to each other. We want corruption to end in this country. So my country people, what are your thoughts concerning this? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.